Hello, everybody. GM Logan, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. It's been a very productive week, I have to say. Very, very pumped with all the developments at Lilypad.
Yes, very busy week as usual.
Oh yeah, oh
I
yeah.
hope
So
everyone got their sleep.
yes, essential, essential. Hope everyone's doing good. So cool. Well, let's just jump right into it. We have announced, and I'll just reiterate, we have decided to change this live stream to Builders Live. So Builders Live is now the AMA, and Builders Live is really focused around supporting builders in the ecosystem, as the name suggests. And so our team will be live streaming as we do every week. It looks like we'll be doing twice a week now. Once will be more focused on highlighting builders and highlighting cool stuff that are being built, and then we'll be doing workshops on how to build on the network. So we're starting out on this Friday with a workshop on how to build a Lilypad module. Logan and I will also jump into some of that today. And then, moving forward, we'll be working on how to build on Lilypad, how to build agent workflows, how to deploy and scale using the Lilypad network. Hi, Science Stanley. Welcome. Good to see you. Never enough sleep. Very true. Very true. Cool. So, real quick, I just wanted to talk about the Builderverse and kind of share a little more about what all's going on here. It's a really, really exciting initiative we have going on. So check out this blog, blog.lilypad.tech. And you can learn more about really like what the initiative is all about. So initially, we're starting out with having people build and submit modules to the Lilypad module marketplace. So a Lilypad module is a containerized process. You take an LLM, configure it as a Docker image to work with Lilypad, and that Docker image can be called on the network. And the beauty of Lilypad modules is that anyone in the ecosystem can call that module. And so the module creator has a lot of incentive to build an awesome module with a popular model and then promote it. We're currently in testnet, and so module creators can earn Lilybit rewards for popular modules. And so the more your module gets used, the more likely you are to earn more rewards. So that's huge alpha. Don't let that slip through. And because we've already got some awesome modules that have been produced by the community this week, we're about to talk about them. One of them being DeepSeek, of course. There's a leaderboard. You can check out the points that people have been earning, and for ambassadors, open source. The module group is next for the end of this month. We'll be giving out rewards. And then, join us each week for Builders Live. That's always, as usual, what we'll be doing. Really want people to be doing a lot of code demos. We've been using AMAs to talk a lot about what's going on at Lilypad, which we're going to continue to do. But we want to focus on building, and we want to just focus on getting some VS Code windows up there and getting some programs running. So that's really the idea here. And we have a really, really awesome set of guides coming out. A module creation guide is in the works. The Lilypad docs are pretty solid for creating modules, but we have sort of an end-to-end guide that the team is making with some templates that can be used to like really quickly spin up a Lilypad module. And then I'm personally most excited about the agent cookbook. Our team has been working with some amazing partners. One of them actually is here, the Rare Compute Project, with working with Stanley Bishop. And we've created some very cool agent workflows that solve real world problems for users and really leverage the benefit, this value proposition and the value that the Lilypad network brings to the table. So we built this really awesome support agent that you can basically input a bunch of data into a vector database to train it on, or to provide context on some information. In our case, it's the Lilypad docs and the I need help section. And then what is coming down the pipeline that everyone should be very excited to see is the AI oncologist. This is a research agent that uses the Lilypad network to essentially automate the task that an oncologist would take to accelerate rare disease discovery. And so that's kind of the TLDR, right? Reading research papers, summarizing them, launching protein folding workflows based on the research that's been discovered, and at the end of the day, helping accelerate the rare disease research world. And so, I mean, we couldn't be more excited to support that. We're working with some really incredible oncologists who actually will be using that agent. And so we'll be putting on a lot more on that soon, but you can go read about it here. And then, as I mentioned, build to earn and there's a lot that can be built on Lilypad, right? We've got some really cool agent workflows that can be built, and some guides that we'll be putting out to sort of demo and provide, a repo that you can fork to actually spin that up yourself. And then go check out the awesome Lilypad repo. That's our community repo with lots of amazing projects that have been done in the past and that people are working on currently. And go get inspired. And the last thing I want to say before we jump from this is, what about rewards for resource providers? What about nodes, right? We're talking about builders here. What about RPs? So we are still in IncentiveNet, right? The Builderverse is considered the second stage of IncentiveNet, but there will still be an opportunity for nodes to join the network and earn rewards. What we're doing is a sort of a closed beta of nodes that have gone through a bit of a verification process. And so that way we can ensure that the nodes can maintain, the standards that are needed to run jobs consistently, so that our customers, have incredible, service, right? And so that's something that, we've been sort of trying to figure out how to scale up. Is, we've noticed that there's been job inconsistencies on the Lilypad testnet, and so we're doing everything in our power to change that. And so anyway, the beta program has not been announced. Fill out the form though; it's here. To submit your information to our team to be able to join the new sort of upcoming RP beta. But yeah, more on that is coming. Our team is just really focused on, re-architecting the reward system to match mainnet, so job-based rewards. Secondly, we are sort of working on a testing flow for modules. That's been a little bit tricky because misconfigured modules can cause problems on the network, and so we're just dealing with that. And then the third thing is we learned a lot from the last few months of testnet, and so we're pushing updates that will improve how resource providers can basically improve the reliability of resource providers through a series of checks to ensure that the resource providers is meeting the requirements that we have set. Anyway, that's a long story. Logan, hopefully I'm not boring you, but
not
anyway.
at all.
We're very excited about our builders. We're very excited about our resource providers, and so really, we're here to support all the groups. But of course, running modules is really and building LLM workflows like agents are really where we want to see a lot of community engagement. And there's just so much opportunity. I know, Logan, you helped me with the support agent. We're starting to see, where Lilypad really aligns well with these types of systems. It's still early days, right? We're still getting the network to scale, and we're still getting that large amount of parallel processing going. But it's pretty cool to see.
Absolutely. We really are like Alex said, we're pushing for people to build modules, and so we are in early days. Please go check out all of our docs. Go check out how you can build a module and run it. If it's not running for you, ping us. We can fix it. If it is working for you, post about us on Twitter. Post about it in our Discord. We'd love to chat about what your module is doing. Yeah, if you want to jump into it, Alex, we can certainly. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you had any more intro stuff.
No, I think that's cool. Yeah, I think we can just jump right into building modules. I think we do have a workshop on Friday that will get into the weeds of this, and so yeah, Logan, you and I can kind of maybe talk about it a little bit more high level. But before we do, I wanted to say that huge shout out to actually a few community members. We've got DeepSeek R17B running on Lilypad, so very pumped. I will put that link into the link mechanism here, and that way everyone can see it. There we go. Go check out that repo. We are testing it still and making sure it runs really well. It seems to be running pretty well, but sometimes there's some inconsistencies on our end, so we're just figuring that out. But yeah, that's very exciting, right? Obviously a very important model, and it really demonstrates the value proposition that Lilypad brings to the table. There's concerns about with the DeepSeek hosted service, there's concerns about data privacy, and there's concerns about there's just different concerns about what this DeepSeek model and the way that it's been hosted and is running, can affect people. And so what's really cool about Lilypad is, we will be hosting that model across the Lilypad network. Thus, you can be rest assured that the data that's being generated, the data that's going in, is safe and not being reported back to some entity, and the model can be hosted without concerns. And so that's really like a huge value proposition that Lilypad brings to the table, is that it's a system that is kind of agnostic of the companies that are making these models. And Lilypad is, we aim to support every model or every important model. And so anyway, go check out this DeepSeek model, and go. And I also have to give a quick shout out to Narb from our team, who got DeepSeek R115B running on Lilypad as well. Huge legend, huge shout out. Quick turnaround, and yeah, all the instructions are here. Again, it is still in testing. We haven't added these two to our docs yet, and so we kind of have an internal process that we're getting better at to make sure that modules can run on our network, and that they're good to go to add to our Lilypad docs. Modules created by the community will go in the awesome Lilypad repo. So modules that our team creates, will go in the docs. Everything else will go here. So I think I can share this link. Where is it? Let me grab it again. So yeah, this awesome Lilypad repo is, as you might imagine, pretty awesome. So there's some information for hardware providers and developers, and then of course a list of modules that the community has been building, and then we have a bunch of use cases down here. So very excited about that. Everyone go check that out and get inspired. And then open a PR. We have a PR already that we need to review and merge. And actually, I think there's another one in the pipeline that will be coming soon. And that's how you can get your module listed on here. You basically submit a PR to us, and show us kind of how much, like if you can demonstrate some kind of testing that you've done, and then our team will test the modules as well and get those added here. So with that, Logan, I think should we talk about, you want to talk about building a job from a high level, or should we talk about a specific module that you like? I mean, I think we can maybe just talk about the high level structure of a module, what it looks like.
I like it. Then we can go into the more nitty gritty stuff. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So Alex, you can drive for me and I can narrate, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
So every module on Lilypad, people will ask us, they're like, what is a module? I think, Alex, you and I were talking about this a while ago. Module is a term that is mentioned within the modicum paper. There's a lot of our technical, the technical parts of Lilypad, a lot of them are based on the modicum paper. Modules is one of them. Basically, a module is just a ML inference pipeline. So any type of inference job, such as one-shot SDXL, such as Ollama, all of our favorite inference platforms, all of those can be converted using Docker, just like you would run it locally. You form that inference job as a Lilypad module. The way that you do that is you create a folder at the top. Alex, just scroll up to the very top for me. This is the module structure. So this one is a little more, I guess this one has the nice to haves when it comes to building modules. And so the module directory, that's super helpful for just knowing where your pieces of this puzzle are. You've got your script to download all the model files. Most of the time that's going to be in Python. A lot of, you can put that in whatever code you want. One of the things about Lilypad modules is that we want to make it a black box in which that anybody can create anything. When people ask us, what should I build on Lilypad? We always will say, build whatever you like. We don't really want to define what, the things you should be doing on Lilypad are. We want to have a system for you to get stuff done. And so it just so happens that our tech is is tuned for inference, but you can use Lilypad for anything. If you have a simple Lambda function that you want to put into a Lilypad module, you can certainly do that. The cool part is if you have something more technical that needs a GPU, you can also do that as well. I'll go back to the format again, Alex. So after we have the Python or the JavaScript code that actually downloads the model, then you're working with a requirements.txt. This is pretty standard for inference jobs. This will have all of the plugins that you need to download. A lot of times this will be done with Python as well. You have your Docker file. You'll do a Docker build. And in that Docker build, you'll have all the instructions within the Docker file. What is in this container? What do I want to do? You have the run script that actually fulfills the inference that you're trying to do. You have your Lilypad module.json.tmpl. This is the job format for your job on Lilypad. And then you have the README. And so I think right off, let's just go to a GitHub, Alex, with a module. And so we can show an example. This is DeepSeek. Okay. All right. Just jump into the hard stuff, right, Alex? Maybe can we jump into maybe
yeah, we cover a different one. SXL. Yeah, that's probably a good kind of base model to look at, or module, excuse me. Yeah, no problem. Hang on.
Awesome. Okay, so just at the very top here, we've got the Docker file with all of our conditional logic for how we want this to work. We've got our job format, which is the Lilypad module.json.tmpl. And then we have the run_sdxl.py at the bottom. That is what's taking place. Can you click into that? Let's go see what that looks like. So simple stuff, import, torch, import diffuser from diffusers, cool. Make sure you grab the diffusion pipeline, very, very important stuff for running inference. Somewhat standards in a lot of MySpace, but it's really exciting to see stuff like stuff getting rid of all of those requirements, things that don't need diffusion pipeline is very exciting for me. So yep, one of the big things about Lilypad is you have to bring in the prompts using environment variables. It's somewhat tricky. And so Alex, can you scroll up somewhat to the top there, right there, that definition get prompt. So this is a simple way to export that prompt to your environment. And so that way Lilypad can see it. We've got our main function right here, which is doing some logging. It's grabbing the prompt from the environment. It's loading the pipeline. Awesome. This is doing a lot of the moving the cargo container onto the ship being your GPU. There's the actual code that does that. Thank you, CUDA. Generate an image, save the image. All very, I like the notes that we have in here as well.
You made this, so good job.
So, all right, that's the run SDXL.py, or can you go back one? Let's go see the rest of the stuff. And then let's look at the module JSON.tmpl. That's the big one. So very important stuff here. We have the first thing is going to be the machine spec. And so what is required to run the module? These are standard inputs that, we recommend. A lot of this stuff is still in the works and we're improving it. And so, definitely join us to help us improve all of this stuff. We've got some job requirements right here, API version spec, then requirements for Docker. This is the entry point. Every module is going to be different, but a lot of the modules follow the same format. This environment variable line right here is pretty important. to be able to pass that prompt around from your environment to the Docker container can be really tricky, like I said before. So definitely try to use the modules that we have already done to kind of show you how this can happen. This is a text to image, and so yeah, if you're doing text to text, we could show you all about one of those. But this is text to image, so you're pulling an image out on the prompt. Super awesome. What else? Any questions on your mind, Alex?
Well, I mean, I think this is really formatted well, this README, so it's really helpful to have the instructions, right? So building and running it locally, running the container, and then running it on Lilypad. This is how we would want module creators to sort of format their README to give us really good instructions, right? And that way other people can run it really easily, and our team can see, okay, this has been like tested at least a little bit, and then we have the command already ready to go to try it out ourselves.
Right. Should we just real quick run through the do we have like a notepad that you can pull up so we can just give people like a step-by-step of like, or do we have this in our docs? We probably have this in our docs.
Yeah, step-by-step for module building.
Yeah,
of course.
Nice. There we go. That's what I wanted. Prepare your modules. So download your files, handle your dependencies, implement, and then write the outputs to your directory. So we definitely recommend people to run these jobs locally first, if possible, and then put it on Lilypad. If you don't have a GPU, then trying to get it on Lilypad is definitely a possibility. It's definitely easier to have a GPU, but it's really super exciting because a lot of the inference jobs that you can do with a GPU, you can still do with a CPU. And so there is still a lot of testing that we can do locally. But
Yep. And that's something that we'll be putting out some more guides on too, is like running LLMs locally, right? That's part of this development flow for building a Lilypad module. It's also just generally very important for running LLMs in general. And so that's something that like our team is like actively going to be supporting with a little more content. And that way, you can actually see how to do it. I think a lot of people in our community do know how to do that kind of stuff, but it's very useful to know, especially for this module building flow. So anyway, we got to create the run script.
This is for what? What module is this for?
I believe this is for the sequencer model. I believe that.
Or I guess this is just a format.
Yeah, it's a format, but I think we based this off of the sequence model the demo that you did for the team.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's a good point to bring up. So Logan mentioned this with the configuration file. Like each model is going to be different in how you configure this thing, and so we're going to try to give like best practices for like a text-to-text model, a text-to-image model, eventually text-to-video, that kind of stuff. And that way people have a good foundation for like what that looks like, because it is different depending on the model. But anyway, so create the Docker file that runs your script, build and publish the image. Very important.
Yep. Sometimes your Docker builds can really take a minute because you need to download the model. There are ways that you can pre-cache the model on your node and then have the Docker build use that pre-cached model. We should definitely have some awesome guides on how to do that as well eventually.
Oh, we have that. That's what ideally we'll be talking about in the workshop on Friday. Is like that's the build a module guide that is kind of this, but in much more detail. And so that's that. Join us Friday if you want to really get into like the actual nitty gritty of how to do all this. Devlin from our team is going to be doing a really awesome workshop because there's a lot of nuances. Like even for example, right here. So if you're building an image on for example on a Mac. You'll need to add this build this build flag basically to make sure that it gets built for the right architecture. And so
these buildx commands, thank you so much, Phil, a member on our team, gave us all of these. And for people like me who are on Linux, it's not really too much of a problem, but for people on Mac, we need to make sure that everybody can be able to do this.
Totally. Yeah, there's that flag right there that I was mentioning. Anyway, beautiful. So then we get down to the Lilypad module JSON file, as we already looked at in GitHub. Fairly standard. As Logan said, we're working on always improving this. And I think it's actually a good segue real quick to mention. So we're looking for community feedback on the builder experience. I'll just jump this for 10 seconds. So in the Lilypad Tech organization, if you go into discussions, this is where we want to collect feedback on a lot of things. So there's this category for builder feedback. Open a discussion, tell us what you think about the process, bring up problems that you faced, bring up ideas that you think could make things better, give us suggestions for what you want us to do. This is a very much a community-driven initiative. And so, our team has spent a lot of time to look building modules and seeing the problems and, working to address them with guides and improvements. But really, we want the community to provide that feedback too. So open a discussion here and builder feedback. Of course, there's also RP issues for resource providers. But anyway, I had to plug that because we have a goal to reach a lot of feedback submissions. And so anyway, help us achieve that goal and help us make building a Lilypad better and better. All right, anyway, moving on with this. You're creating your environment variables. Of course, you're having your CLI usage set up. And here's a really, really important point. So formatting your module run command. The first thing that we ask everyone to do, we're going to be using the Lilypad DemoNet as a testing environment. And so before you run your module on testnet, you need to make sure it's running on DemoNet first. And so we have the command here to run that on DemoNet. Now, this will have a Web3 private key that has been hard-coded here. Yes, this is a temporary thing. We don't intend on having it like this be forever, but it's a developer key with testnet tokens. There's no value there apart from being able to run jobs on our DemoNet. And it's a development environment that we ask everybody to use first. Because misconfigured modules can cause problems for resource providers, and that's one of the things we've noticed and learned on testnet, that we want to have this open module ecosystem, and so thus we need a robust testing mechanism to be able to ensure that the modules are set up correctly and can run on our network. So we've added this recently. Please use that, and then once you're comfortable and you're seeing the module run, submit a PR to our team, and then we'll add it to the awesome Lilypad repo. And then, of course, you can try running it on the Lilypad testnet. And of course, here, this is where you would use your own private key with the LP tokens that you get from our faucet. Cool. Well, that was like a speed run through of building a module.
Yeah. So I think let's give a little more color and information about the module testing. I think we have enough information now that we can do that. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like Alex said, we have the DemoNet network, and then we have the testnet. And because modules can do very, very many things, before we can allow them on testnet, we need to make sure that they are a definition that we define as safe. We're going to be very vague about this at the beginning because we kind of have to be. Essentially, if you come out with a new module, now this isn't the case right now, but this will be the case in say maybe 2 weeks. The next sprint that we're undergoing, our next update will have these requirements. But if I'm a module builder and I create a new module, it needs to be ran on DemoNet first. It needs to go through a small testing phase, which is just going to be a small command, say like Lilypad test module. And then once that testing is completed, you can then run it on testnet, no problem. But that testing needs to be concluded and completed successfully on DemoNet before it can be ran on testnet. And this is in an effort to protect our resource providers and to protect our module builders as well. This is when you're running a decentralized network like this stuff is hyper important. I'm very excited to get this stuff down and get this stuff worked on, and to begin making the network a lot safer, a lot more reliable for everybody using it.
It's
like
I mean,
coolest work anybody could be doing.
no, for sure. And I mean, part of the value is that you can build a module and just run it on Lilypad, right? There's not like the last thing that we're trying to do is censor models and create barriers to running LLMs. What we've learned through testnet, through the incentive net, growth that we've been sort of undergoing for the last probably like 6 or 7 months, is as Logan said, modules need to be configured correctly. Modules need to be tested. There's security concerns for resource providers. So there's certain things that fall outside of censorship and fall outside of like gatekeeping that are kind of just table stakes for running this type of network. And so anyway, we're aiming to make that process as open and as smooth as possible. But yeah, we do have to implement certain layers of testing and redundancy just to ensure that the network can run at the scale and at the quality level that everyone would expect. So that is what we are doing. We are very excited about it. The team has been working really hard on how to actually what's a logical flow for testing. Logan kind of alluded to it. We have sort of a testing pipeline that our team is working on that will be coming out in the coming weeks. And so we'll have a lot more information in the docs, and we'll be talking a lot more with the community about that. But yeah, TLDR, then the module needs to run, and that's really the barrier, I guess. There, it's more just, does it run or not? That's really the criteria. And sure, we'll be looking for malicious code and potential issues, but it's the biggest question is, can it run?
Absolutely. Cool. So I sent you, Alex, some Lilypad commands. We can give it a shot and see if they run.
Yeah. Maybe you want to try it. I don't know if you've ran it on your end. I was gonna try it earlier, and then it told me job canceled. So I wasn't sure if I had my syntax correctly on my command.
Yeah, I've just I've been trying to run it, and I get a interesting answer. It's not a success. But I sent you on Discord. I sent you a revised prompt.
Okay. Let me see. Let me dig that up. Of course, this is not complete without showing off running some jobs.
We got to at least test the network a little bit.
Okay, let's do it.
Well, and this is for everyone. This is a DeepSeek command, and so this is new of the new.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's share my terminal. Okay. All right. So what we're doing here is we're running a DeepSeek module, and let's see how she goes. Tell me about black holes. I wonder if I should clear my TMP folder, Logan. That's something that we do have in the docs that is recommended to do. Let me see. Yeah, let me try that. So just use cd into your TMP. I did this not too long ago. Okay, so we are running this. That ran a little quickly. Let's see. That doesn't seem like it. Yeah, it didn't give us no data ID, so we don't have an output there.
Okay, let's try to massage this then. Let's try to see if we can.
Okay, it looks like she's running. Yeah, she's running a little quickly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's no output there. So this is what we're sort of referring to in our testing of these modules, is like there's a million different reasons why things happen and outputs happen the way they happen. So we're just creating a process internally and then with the community to be able to address this and grow from there. So
yeah, why don't you hit up a few times and let's just run some SDXLs, yeah?
Okay.
Just so we can get some successes in here.
No, absolutely. Let me find it. I've been running a lot of DeepSeek. Yeah, this one should go. This SDXL. A spaceship parked on a mountain. Let's generate a spaceship parked on the mountain.
The old classic spaceships.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of modules. A lot of them do different things. Text to text, text to image, simple compute. It's important to have a range of different things.
Absolutely, and developer tooling too. So we have a local, API. Oh, let me share the output here just so you guys can see it. Come on now. Okay, I think this should work.
You just see the folder window.
Yeah,
we gotta get you to start sharing your whole monitor.
Yeah, wouldn't you like that? No.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, here's the output. Cool. So yeah, there's our spaceship on our mountain. Ran SDXL. Ran pretty quickly too. Really happy to see that. I know like Logan's gotten really good at massaging these models to get them to run really well and quickly. Decent outputs too. Like we're definitely working on getting bigger and bigger models on here, but definitely great to see. Cool. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Well, anyway, as you can see, we're getting DeepSea working. We also have a hosted API that's coming out pretty soon. It will be a beta. It will be sort of rate limited and pretty like basic to begin with, our V0 API, but we're really excited because we have a local API that you can run yourself in the docs. Go check that out. Like you're welcome to use that. It wraps the CLI and sends jobs to the network. A lot of developers actually want to use that. It's also, pretty much more, or it's more decentralized, right? You have an actual, like, you're not relying on us to host that endpoint for you. But anyway, we know a lot of developers want to just hit an API endpoint and go. And so, especially for the agent workflows that, we're working on with different teams, like that's been a huge request. And so it's been a big push by our team. Shout out to Kalindi for putting that together. And we will be deploying that on DemoNet first and then moving that to testnet. Again, starting out as a beta, and the performance will increase and improve over time. So anyway, very excited about that. That's a huge unlock, I think.
We need a lot of ways to run jobs on Lilypad. So
no, totally. And actually, we can just talk about that real quick since we mentioned it. I'll open the docs again. So yeah, so as I mentioned this like JS CLI wrapper local. This is the local API that you can run. Essentially, it's just a wrapped CLI. And then you can build a front end on top of that. We have a really awesome Gradio example. I'll just pull that up real quick, where you can deploy a Gradio app and a React app on top of the JS CLI API, and then have a whole system that's using Lilypad under the hood to run LLM inference. So definitely check this out. I'll put this link here in the thing. Yeah, go check that out. And right now, that's a great way to get started building on Lilypad. And you can actually like run jobs and get it going. The JS CLI is also pointing to DemoNet. So we are currently using DemoNet for our building and testing, and for the module builders. Of course, we'll be using testnet in the coming weeks. Anyway, so apart from that, keep an eye out for the hosted API. We're super pumped to have DeepSeek running on the network. It's still in the testing phase, getting stronger in terms of its performance. And then once that hosted API hits, and then it's like ready to go, right? We've got it running on the network, and we've got a way to just programmatically hit it. And again, that'll be beta, and then we'll be launching a much more robust API v1, following that. So with that, I want to thank everyone for coming. This has been super fun as usual. Logan, thanks for coming. Join us on Friday for a workshop diving much deeper into actually building modules. So, we've got like sort of a comprehensive guide that really gets into like the details of like what Logan was mentioning, the different files and the different like best practices for building each one of those steps. There's a lot of nuances that our team has kind of identified. Logan did an awesome workshop internally for the team that we all went through together, how to build modules and where are the roadblocks, where are the issues that came up. And so anyway, go check that out. Or I guess that's coming soon, and that will be announced. So there's nothing to check out there except for in the docs. And then, start building, right? We've got these incredible modules on the network. Use them. go build LLM workflows. We have some incredible DeSci partners that have been creating these amazing like BioML pipelines. The research agent that we're working on is so inspiring. The support agent is incredibly useful. Like we are using LLMs to actually solve real world problems here. And so, the more you build, the more that, the opportunities are opened up, but also, you can earn rewards. The Lilypad rewards program is growing and there's a lot of opportunity to earn rewards and to get people using your stuff. So go promote your module, get people using it, build applications on top, and keep building. The awesome Lilypad repo also has, let me pull that up again. The awesome, I think we demoed this last time. That's right. But Falcon 7B, I'm so pumped about that. We've got, let me present again real quick. Go check out the awesome Lilypad repo. We recently had Falcon 7B added here, which I am pumped about. This is a really useful model. We're going to try to get the bigger one on Lilypad, but we're just like scaling up the GPU size that's available on the network. Thus, we need more VRAM to run bigger models. But anyway, that's really exciting. A lot of really cool use cases with Falcon 7B as well. So anyway, that's the call to action. We really appreciate the community, and keep an eye out for that module builder guide. Keep an eye out. We have an agent cookbook that's coming down the pipeline. We really want to make it easy to build, and come build with us. Come like DM us. DMs are open. Join these live streams. Come demo what you're working on. Show us the agent workflows that you're working on. Ask us questions about Lilypad. Like really jump in, and we noticed there's a lot of value there, and there's a lot of opportunities. And so join us early, and that you will not regret it. I can tell you that. Cool. All right. Well, with that, thanks everyone for joining. Logan, thank you for coming as always, and we will catch you on the next one.
Thank you.
Take care.